Please raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please have a seat, and when you're settled, we'll have you give us your full name and spell the last, please.
My name is Gabrielle, Gabrielle, and last Rought, Rought.
Thank you. Ms. Seidiger?
Thank you. Detective Rought, were you employed on January 7th of 2007?
Yes, I was.
And what was your employment at that time?
I was a detective for the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office.
And how long did you work for the Van Buren County Sheriff's Department?
16 and a half years.
Are you currently still employed there?
No, I'm retired.
And on January 7th of 2007, did you receive a call regarding the Stermer residence and a fatal fire?
Yes, I did. I was home and I received a call from my commanding officer, Lieutenant Stermer.
And what did you do upon receiving that call?
I went to the residence. It was in Lawrence, and when I got there, I radioed him that I was there.
Do you recall approximately what time you arrived there?
I arrived a little bit after 5:30. I think it was actually 5:35.
And can you explain to the jury what you saw when you arrived there?
When I arrived there was a long driveway that went to the west, and there was a police line tape that was across the driveway.
And did you cross that police line?
I did. After I spoke with my lieutenant, he advised me to go ahead and come back in. I drove just a short distance on the driveway where I parked.
And any issues driving on the driveway at that time?
No.
Do you recall how many other vehicles were in the driveway when you arrived there?
There were quite a few vehicles, but mostly I remember emergency vehicles, but they were closer to the residence.
Did it appear that any of those vehicles were stuck?
I wasn't close enough to see any of those vehicles. I was closer to the road.
And did you walk down the driveway then to the home?
No, I did not go to the home. I walked to where Lieutenant Stump and Lieutenant Lux were, and Deputy Evans, and I believe it was maybe somewhere in the front yard area, but it was closer to the road. It wasn't by the house.
And did you speak to any other law enforcement when you first arrived then?
No, just those three.
So you did speak then to Deputy Evans, Lieutenant Lux,
Lieutenant Lux and Lieutenant Stump.
And what did they ask you to do when you arrived?
Lieutenant Stump asked me to go and take pictures of Todd Stermer before the MEI completed the investigation or removed the body from the scene.
And when you say MEI, what does that stand for?
The medical examiner investigator.
Would that have been Amy Darling?
Yes,
So did you take photos of the body?
I did.
And did you also take photos of the scene?
I did, but after speaking with Mrs. Stermer.
Can you describe then what you saw when you went to, can you describe Todd Stermer when you were taking pictures of him?
Well, the first picture, he was covered like a turret, but after those items were removed, I saw extreme burn injuries, saw some skin slippage on his hands, and when he was rolled over on his side, I saw some lacerations on the back of his head and shoulder area.
And so you said he was covered with a tarp at that time.
Yes.
Was he alive at that point?
No.
Did you speak to the defendant on scene?
I did.
Do you recall approximately when that was?
It was about 6:25 in the evening.
So approximately an hour after you arrived?
Even a little less than an hour, but yes.
And what was your purpose of your questioning at that time of the defendant?
Well, my purpose was to just get preliminary information from her as to what happened. It was not an interrogation, and this was the scene of a fatal house fire where her husband just passed, so I was certainly trying to be sympathetic to what was just happened.
Where was she when you spoke to her?
Initially, I was told that she was seated in a red pickup truck, but actually I was directed to an ambulance where she was in the back of the ambulance.
Was anyone else with her in the ambulance?
Yes, a woman by the name of Gail Crandall.
And that's when you had the first opportunity to speak to her?
That's correct.
And did you confirm that she lived in that home with Todd Stermer?
Yes, I did.
And did you ask her who lived in the home with her?
I asked her if she had the number of children, and she told me she had 5. And she named her 3 boys, and then she named 2 girls from her previous relationship. And they did not live there.
When you say they did not live
The
there?
girls.
Did you ask her to recall the events from that morning?
Yes, I did. I asked her if she could recall the events from the time she got up until the present time that I was there.
And did she tell you when she first got up?
She did. She said that she got up earlier than Todd that morning, and she estimated to be about 7 a.m.
And did she say when Todd woke up?
She did. She thought that he woke up at 10 a.m.
And did she say what condition Todd was in?
She did. She told me that Todd had been suffering from an ear infection and that he was taking medication for that. I asked her if she knew the type of medication, and she told me she didn't.
And did she say where Todd was?
She did. She said that Todd was in the living room snoozing on and off, watching TV.
Did she say what she did?
She said that she made breakfast for everybody, and she said it was eggs and breakfast sausage, smoky links, and coffee.
And did she talk about where her sons were at that time?
She said her 3 sons were home, but she had asked them not to bother or wake up their father.
Did she talk to you about any arguments that may have occurred?
She did. She said that they had had an earlier argument in the morning when they were in the kitchen. Asked her what the argument was about, and she said that she had told Todd that she used a debit card and that she didn't record the activity in her checkbook register, and she didn't transfer money from one account to another.
Did she tell you where she had sent the boys or where they went?
First before that, I asked her what she had purchased with the debit card, and she said that she had bought some prescriptions, some groceries, and a disposable camera. Yes, she did tell me that she had asked the boys, or told the boys they could go to the mall to hang out so that they wouldn't hear any further arguing.
And did she tell you what time the boys left that day?
I asked her what time she thought that was, and she thought that it was around 12 noon.
Did she say if there was any arguing between her and Todd Stermer after the boys left?
Oh, I asked her if any arguing occurred after the boys left, and she told me no.
Did she tell you what she did after the boys left?
She said she went outside to turn water on for her horses.
Did she say what Todd was doing at that time?
She did. She said that Todd was in the living room, and he was starting to watch some hunting shows on television.
Did you ask her if there was a fire going in the fireplace?
I asked her if there was a fireplace in the living room, and she said yes, and that there was a fire going in the fireplace.
And did she tell you what she did when she came back into the home?
I asked her what she was doing when Todd was watching the hunting shows, and she said that she went to her bedroom and that she was reading a pamphlet on some acne medication that her son was taking, and she said she snoozed off as well.
That she snoozed off for a while?
Yes.
Did she tell you what happened when she got up?
She said when she got up that Todd had asked her for a drink of juice, and that she gave him the juice, and she told me that he was in his recliner chair when...
Did she say where that recliner was?
In the living room.
Did she say what she did after she gave him juice?
She did. She said she went down to the basement and she was doing some laundry. She also told me that when she was down there, she had let her dogs out and had fed a cat and was straightening up a bathroom.
And did she say anything occurred when she then was downstairs doing laundry?
She did. She said when she was in doing laundry in the laundry room, she said she heard Todd yell there was a fire, and she ran to the stairs and up the stairs, and she saw fire and a lot of smoke in the living room.
Did she say if she saw Todd at that time?
She said she did not see Todd and that she could not get to a telephone.
And did she tell you what she did next?
She did. She said she got out of the residence and that she knew she needed to get some help, and she thought to go to her neighbor's house, Mike and Connie.
And did she tell you if she then did indeed leave the residence?
She did. She said she got in her van, which was parked in the driveway, and she said she heard a boom and saw Todd on fire in the side yard. I tried to clarify what side yard meant to her, and she told me it was the north side.
Did she tell you how Todd got out of the home?
She said she didn't know how he got out of the home and that he was trying to shed his clothing.
Did she say if he was on fire at that time?
She said when she initially saw him with the boom and see him, he was on fire, but she also said that he was on fire and trying to shed his clothing.
And what did she do then after she saw that?
She said she got in her van and she tried to turn the van around, and she said she couldn't really remember what was going on.
And did she say then if she saw Todd after she was in her van?
She said she saw him and then she couldn't see him, and she said that she drove around the north side of her property, or north side of her house, to the back side or west side of the residence.
Did she say why she was doing that?
She did. She said that she was doing it to get help for Todd or to get Todd in the van.
And when she saw Todd was on fire, did you ask if she took any action?
Well, after she told me that she drove around the north side of the house to the back, she said at one point when she saw him on fire, she tried to get him to stop moving. So I tried to clarify this with her to see if she had gotten out of the van or if she had grabbed onto him. And she said she didn't think that she got out of the van, and she denied ever grabbing him.
Did she say if she saw Todd when she was driving around to the basement area?
No, she said the time from driving around the north side of the property to the back side, she did not see Todd during this process.
Did she tell you at any point she got out of the van?
She did. She said she got out of her van and hollering or yelling, and she saw him again in the side yard, and that's when she said she ran over to him and she covered his body with herself.
And you said that he was in the side yard at that time?
That's correct.
And did she say where approximately in the side yard he was?
No, she just told me side yard.
And she said he was on the ground?
Yes.
Did she tell you what she was doing when she was then covering herself with him?
Well, she said that his face was burned and that he was gasping, and she was trying to keep his mouth open.
And did she say if anyone else arrived?
She did. She said her neighbors Mike and Connie and a Mr. Masali got there. She doesn't know where or when they got there. They were just there.
And did she say if at that time when they arrived that Todd was still breathing?
She did. And she said that somebody threw something over the top of him. And from that point on, she didn't really remember a lot.
Did you ask her questions about how the fire may have started?
I asked her if Todd was a smoker, and she told me that he smoked a pipe. I asked, actually, she clarified with me earlier in the interview. I had asked her if there was a fireplace in the living room, and she told me there was. She clarified with me that there were actually 2 fireplaces in the house, and that there was a fire going in the upstairs living room fireplace.
Did you ask her if there was any kerosene in the house?
I asked her if there was any, or I asked if where they kept their kerosene, thinking that they possibly had a kerosene heater or something like that. She said that they didn't have any kerosene that she was aware of.
And did you ask her about how they did heat the home?
I asked her about the fuel tank, and she said that they did heat their home with fuel oil and that it was professionally filled.
Did you ask her about any potential oil lamps or anything in the home?
No, she told me that there were 2 oil lamps, one in the living room and one in the dining room.
Did you ask her about what the arguments were about prior to the boys leaving?
I briefly asked her if there was a series of little arguments leading to a big one, and she said no, it was just typical relational argument. And she said that Todd was under a lot of pressure, that his business wasn't doing well, and they were just arguing over typical stuff. And she said that he was also angry with her that she had attended her grandmother's 90th birthday party the night before.
And at that time that you were talking to the defendant, did you have any knowledge about blood on the van?
No, I didn't.
Did she ever offer any information about running Todd over?
No,
And you didn't ask because you didn't have the information, is that correct?
that's correct.
Then did you obtain search warrants then for the van and for the residence?
Yes, I did.
Did you have any further involvement that day at the scene?
Yes, after that, I took several photographs of the scene before my camper battery died.
And did you see the tire tracks in the yard?
I did.
And were they marked with flags at that time?
Yes, they were.
And could you tell where those tracks started and where they led to?
They appeared to be coming from a blood puddle area leading to where the van was parked behind the residence.
And you saw that after your interviews then with
Yes,
Mr.
actually, yes.
Were you back out to the residence then on January 8th of 2007?
Yes, along with Lieutenant Stump, we both were.
Anyone else present there when you were out there on January 8th?
Yes, the fire marshal, Sergeant Leroy, and there were members of the fire department.
Did you take pictures of the scene then on January 8th?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit number 31. I'm going to show you a series of pictures marked from 1 to 23, so there are a total of 23 pictures. If you could just flip through those pictures real quick and let me know if you recognize them. This is 31, Your Honor. And then there will be 23 pictures included with 31, all then marked in the bottom right-hand corner like our previous photo.
Yes,
And do you recognize those?
I do.
And why do you recognize them?
I took these pictures.
And those were the ones taken on January 8th of 2007?
That's correct.
Altered or changed in any way?
They don't appear to be.
Your Honor, I'd move for for the admission of People's Exhibit number 31 into evidence at this time.
No objections, Your Honor.
I'm going to keep permission to publish. I'm going to keep them in front of you, and I'm going to then put them on the screen and just have you describe for the jury what we're looking at. So this is picture number 1. Can you tell the jury what we're looking at?
This is a picture of County Road 275, I believe that was, 215, sorry, County Road 215, and I'm facing north. And then I'm just going to be just a little bit north of the driveway of their residence.
So this is the road out in front of the house, is that correct?
That's correct.
And I'm going to advance then to the second slide. What are we looking at here?
I'm still standing on the road, but right at the apron of the driveway, facing north.
And when you say the driveway, you mean the Stermer driveway?
That's correct.
And that would be on the left of the photo?
Yes, going west.
I'm going to go then to the third photo. What are we looking at here?
This is looking west down the driveway, the Stermer residence. So you can see the address 66598 on the wooden post at the end of the driveway.
And I am going to advance now to photograph number 4. What are we looking at here?
That's just a closer view of the address at the end of the driveway.
And I'm going to advance then to slide 5. What are we looking at here?
This is the driveway as I'm proceeding closer to the residence, still facing west.
So this is you are going down the driveway and you are
That's-
taking pictures?
That's correct.
I'm going to go then to slide number 6. What are we looking at here?
Again, the driveway, just getting closer to the residence.
And you mentioned that others were on scene. Is there any evidence in this picture then of others being on scene?
Yes, several vehicles, plus I see the fire truck.
And again, this was the day after the fire.
Correct.
I'm going to advance then to slide number 7. What are we looking at here?
Again, getting closer to the residence, still facing west on the driveway, closer to the fire truck and the other vehicles there.
I'm going to advance to then slide number 8. What are we looking at here?
This is the front of the house. It faces east. You can see several fire department personnel there.
I'm going to advance then to slide 9. What are we looking at here?
Again, a closer view of the front of the residence or east side of the residence.
I'm going to advance now to number 10. And what are we looking at here?
This is a picture of the, it would be the northeast corner of the residence.
So just to be clear, for those of us who are directionally challenged, the front door
The
would-
front door would be on the, yes,
to the left,
yes, to the left.
and that would be then, my pointer is covering the overhang then to the front door,
That's correct.
and it would be then walking around to the right-hand side of the house.
That's correct.
And I'm going to advance then to slide number 10. And what are we looking at here?
This is the north side of the house, and you can see that the grade of the lawn appears that it's going to a walkout level to the back.
And I'm going to stop you to the left on the home. Do you know what this is? It would be kind of a brown area on the house.
Yeah, it appears that that was a service door, and the other one appears that it was some type of a slider door, but there weren't, it didn't appear that there were any finished decks or any way to go out. It didn't appear that they were using them, actually.
So there were no improved decks coming off of those doors.
That's what it looked like to me.
And then I'm going to advance to slide 12. What are we looking at here?
Okay, so this is going to be, as I'm walking around the house again, so this is still the north side of the house, but probably it's the northwest side of the house.
So if I'm looking at the front of the house, it's on the right-hand side, but the back corner of the house, is that correct?
That's correct.
So you're still just walking around
I'm
the home? at
walking
this
around the
point.
home, yep.
And I'm going to advance this to then slide 13, and what are you looking at here?
This is the back side of the residence, the west side, and you can see that the lower level is the walkout level or basement, and the upper level is the main floor level.
And I'm going to advance now to slide 14, and what are we looking at here?
This would be the southwest corner of the building, or the house.
So are we still looking at the back of the house here?
That's correct.
And are you walking up to then the other side of the house?
That's correct.
Which if you're in the front of the house, this would be the left-hand side of the house.
That's correct.
I'm going to go ahead and go to number 15. What are we looking at here?
That would be the south side of the residence.
So again, if I'm in the front, looking at the front of the house, it'd be to the left.
That's correct.
And I'm going to advance now to slide 16. What are we looking at here?
This is the backyard, and I'm facing north. And you can see some evidence flags on the ground.
And do you know what those evidence flags were depicting from the day before?
Yes, they were marking where the van had parked.
And that's where you saw the van parked the night before.
That's correct.
We're going to advance now to 17. And what are we looking at here?
Again, the backyard facing north with the evidence flags indicating where the van was parked.
So the back of the home would be to the right-hand side of this picture, is that correct?
The back of the home would be to the right-hand side, yes.
I'm going to advance then to slide 18. What are we looking at here?
Again, evidence markers backside of the home as well,
And
depicting where the van was parked.
so, and this is where you saw the van parked the day before?
Yes.
And can you tell specifically then what those are marking?
I believe that they are marking where the tire tracks were.
I'm going to advance now to slide 19. What are we looking at here?
Again, this is the backside of the residence. I'm facing east now.
And are you looking at the back of the home here?
That's correct.
And again, the same evidence flags?
Yes.
I'm going to advance now to slide 20. What are we looking at here?
Well, it was like a lean-to horse barn area. Again, that was in the backside of the residence.
When you're looking at the residence, was this lean-to on the left or the right?
Say that
If
again.
I'm looking at the front of the residence, was this lean-to on the left or the right?
The lean-to would have been on the right.
On the right-hand side?
I believe so. Hey, I don't understand your question.
So when you were walking around the home,
Okay.
if you're in the backyard,
Yes,
where would this be in relation to the tire tracks that you saw?
to the right.
To the right corner?
I believe so.
Would it help refresh your memory if I showed you a report on where that is located?
Sure.
I'm going to come back to this photo for you.
Okay.
I may be confusing in terms of my questioning.
Okay.
Do you know what direction this shed was? Or this particular lean-to? Like in what corner of the property?
I believe it was on the southwest corner of the property.
On the southwest corner. So
Yes.
did I confuse you with my back and front?
I think so.
So this would be on the southwest corner of
Yes.
the property?
Yes, as I'm walking around. Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to advance this now to 21. What are we looking at here?
It looks like a horse trough and pen for the horses
And
and the lean-to.
so this is the same lean-to that's in the other photo?
Yes.
Just the other side of it?
Yes.
I'm going to advance then to 22. What are we looking at here?
This is back out in the front of the house, and there was a gas can to the south of the porch and east of the residence, and that's a picture of that.
And so I just want to be clear what we're all looking at. Are you looking at this item here in the front yard?
Yes.
And you had a chance to examine what that was?
Yes.
And you said it was a...
Gas can.
I'm going to advance then to 22. What is this?
This is a closer picture of the gas can, and there appears to be like a nozzle there.
I'm going to advance then. I'm sorry, that is the bulk of the pictures. After these 2 days that you were on scene, what was your involvement in this investigation then, at that time?
Well, we continued with if any witnesses came forward. I got people that called into the sheriff's department. I would follow up on any leads. Continued to support Detective Maziowski, and if he needed anything, I would follow up on it, on anything with him. And we continued to wait for laboratory reports to come back, and I wrote some search warrants also.
Did you participate with an interview with Ms. Kate Fox on May 17th of 2007?
Yes, myself and Lieutenant Stump, we both did.
And do you recall where that interview was taken,
That-
what took place?
Yes, that was at her workplace.
And were you able to then speak to Ms. Fox at that day?
Yes, we did.
And did you talk to Ms. Fox about any of the details of this case or anything, any knowledge you had of this case before you did your interview?
No.
Was your interview to gain information from her of what she knew?
Yes.
I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Rouse.
Good afternoon.
I would like to quickly go to the photo that you identified of a gas can that you stated that was on the premise when you arrived.
On the second day when I arrived.
Yes, that's what
yes.
I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yes. And I believe that's number 22 of the
Yep.
photos that you have. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if we could zoom in just a little bit on the gas can. Now, you took that photo?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, on January the 7th, when you arrived at the location, did you see that gas can in the front of the house then?
No, I did not.
Did not.
No.
Can you explain to me or to the jury what you did see on the front of the house when you first arrived on January the 7th?
I didn't, well, when I first arrived on January the 7th, got there and spoke to my lieutenant, and I didn't even go to the front of the house. I didn't even go near the house.
Okay.
I went and took pictures of Mr. Stermer, and I spoke with Mrs. Stermer. After that is when I went to the house, and I don't even believe I even walked around the full circle of the house.
So you say you did go to the house. Did you go to the front of the house, though?
No, I went to the north side and the back side.
So you never went to the front of the house on January the 7th?
I don't believe so. And it was dark. I didn't.
Okay. Okay. So what time did you arrive back at the house on January the 8th?
It would have been shortly after 9 a.m.
In the morning?
Yes.
Do you know whether or not your department had secured the property as a investigation?
Yes.
Had it been taped off?
It had been taped off, but and reserve officers posted.
I didn't understand your answer.
Reserve officers posted, standing guard, protecting the scene.
So you're saying that there were individuals that was posted over the night?
Yes.
They were there when you arrived back on January the 8th?
I don't know if I saw them when I was there, when I came back.
Or did you see anyone there when you arrived back on January the 8th?
When we got there, the fire department was there and the fire marshal was there.
On January the 8th?
That's correct.
Do you know if anyone else had reference to you this gas can that was in the front of the yard?
Nobody referenced it. This is the first time I saw it when I took this picture.
Okay. And that wasn't the only gas can that you saw on the premises, right?
Right.
Could you tell us where the other gas cans were that you saw on the premises?
The other gas cans, fuel cans, multiple different colored fuel cans, were all in a shed-type building behind the house, all put away.
Will you call them fuel cans or you call them gas cans?
Well, there were blue ones and there were red ones.
Okay.
I don't know, gas cans.
Gas cans.
Blue and red.
So would it be fair to say that there were multiple gas cans that was on the premises, right?
Yes, the other ones were all in a little structure shed building.
But you took pictures of them, right?
I did.
And the pictures that you took was part of your total investigation, is that correct?
I was taking pictures as I was walking around the house, yes.
Yes. And did you submit all of the gas cans for any type of forensic analysis?
No, I did not.
Why not?
This gas can was different than the other ones as it wasn't put away and it was laying out in the yard. And that was the one that Detective Leroy, the fire marshal, took with him.
So in other words, you was instructed by the state fire marshal about that can?
No, when I found that can, I didn't take it off the property. Scott Leroy or the fire marshal was there on the property, and he said that he would take it at a later time and did.
At a later time?
Yeah, he didn't take it when I was there.
What was the condition of the can when you saw it?
Just exactly.
Did it have mud on it?
I didn't even pick it up. It was just exactly the way it was on the ground.
Did you not, you say you didn't pick it up?
No, it was seized as part of the search warrant and recorded on a tabulation, but Detective Leroy took the can from the scene. I didn't package it, I didn't take it.
But when you came back on the 8th,
This is when it is, yes.
but you had a search warrant, right?
Yes,
And the search warrant was for you to seize certain items on the property, right?
yes,
As part of a probable cause investigation, right?
yes.
But instead of you seizing it, you let somebody else remove it.
I would say we both said it was going to be seized, and I recorded it on my tabulation, but Detective Leroy said he would package it and take it with him to the laboratory.
So if your report stated that as part of the items that you seized, that would be incorrect.
Well, it was part of my search warrant, we seized it, but he transported it from that scene to the laboratory.
It never was recorded with the property of the chain of custody with the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office, right?
Yes, I believe it was.
It was recorded,
Yes,
but not taken.
right, correct.
Is that a standard procedure that you had at that time with the Sheriff's Office in reference to the chain of custody of items? When you have a search warrant that's detailed in reference to what search warrant is for?
Correct. Well, we both seized it, but he removed it from the scene and took it with him.
But Mr. Leroy didn't have a search warrant, did he?
No, I did.
Yeah. And you never saw the gas can again?
Not after he took it, no.
You don't know whether or not there was any gas in the can at all, do you?
No, I do not.
And you stated that you didn't seize any of the other gas cans? You just took pictures of them?
That's correct.
Now, when you arrived on the 7th, you actually received a call from Detective Stump, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And when you first arrived, did you get directions from Detective Stump as to what your duties or your assignment was to be?
Yes, I did.
And was your first duty or your first assignment to take pictures of Mr. Stermer, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. When you approached the location where Mr. Stermer was there anyone else there with Mr. Stermer's body?
I believe the medical examiner investigator was, and I'm sure there were, I just don't remember. Possibly Deputy Evans.
The medical examiner investigator was there, and Detective and Deputy Evans, right?
Yes.
Okay. Was Mr. Scott Leroy there?
I don't recall if he was, but he may have been. I just don't recall.
Okay. Do you recall anyone removing anything off of the body of Mr. Stermer?
When I was taking my pictures, items were being lifted away so I could take pictures. I don't recall anybody removing anything from him when I was there, no.
You know, what items, you said items was being removed
So when I got there to take the pictures, he was covered with a tarp, and then things were peeled back so I could take pictures.
So that gives me my next question. Did you take a picture of Mr. Stermer exactly as the body lay when you arrived,
I did.
with all the items that was on top of it?
I did.
You do?
I
You
did.
did?
Yes.
And you submitted that picture to?
Yes, it was the first one with the tarp, the blue tarp.
The blue tarp?
That's how I remember, correct?
Okay. And on the blue tarp, was there some other clothing on top of him?
Yes.
Okay. And that picture was provided to the district attorney's office as part of your investigation?
All my pictures were turned in
Okay.
to the prosecutor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And so upon, after you completed your pictures, what did you do then?
I went and put my camera away, and then I was told that Miss Stermer was in a red pickup truck, and turns out that she was in an ambulance, and that's when I spoke with her.
Okay. And do you recall who else was in the ambulance with Miss Stermer?
Yes, a woman named Gail Crandall was in the ambulance with her.
Okay. Did you take any pictures of Miss Stermer?
No, I did not.
You did not?
No.
Okay. Well, what did you do when you approached the ambulance and Miss Stermer was in there with Miss Crandall?
I stepped in and introduced myself and started asking the questions that we just talked about.
What questions did you ask?
I started off by asking her for telephone numbers. I asked her about her children, how many, and she told me that. And then I just went into asking her to tell me if she could, from the time she got up in the morning to the time that we were there, of what happened.
So was your interview considered to be an investigation for the cause of the fire?
No, this was just a preliminary information from Ms. Stermer of what may have happened. This wasn't an interrogation, it was just some preliminary information from her as to what happened.
Okay. But at some point, you had Mr. Stermer to provide you her clothes, isn't that correct?
Oh, that's not correct.
You didn't?
No, I did not.
Were you at the ambulance when she removed her clothes?
No, she
And
never removed her
changed clothes?
Never, no.
So what else did you do when you asked her about what had happened that day? What her activities had been that day?
I don't understand your question.
Well, you asked her about what she had done that morning, right?
I asked her to tell me the events of the day starting when she got up till the present time. She started offering me that she got up before Todd. She estimated that to be about 7 a.m. And she continued telling me information.
Well, were you in the ambulance when Miss Stermer changed clothes?
No. No.
You didn't have a conversation with Miss Crandall?
No. When I interviewed Miss Crandall, I asked Miss Crandall what happened to her clothes.
You asked Miss Crandall what happened to her clothes?
Yes, I believe I asked her in the interview if she remembered what happened to Miss Stermer's clothes.
Why would you ask that question?
Because I didn't have them, I never took them, and I was wondering if she knew who took them.
But why did you engage in a conversation about who took Miss Stermer's clothes?
Because it appeared that nobody actually knew who had her clothes before Sergeant Franks got them.
So now you know that somebody had her clothes.
Somebody had her clothes at
You
one
said
point.
Sergeant Franks.
Sergeant Franks is who I was told had her clothes, but somebody gave them to him, and I don't know who that is.
Who told you that?
That was part of the investigation way back when.
Well, you prepared an incident report right after your appearance on the Stermer property on January the 7th. Do you recall preparing an incident report?
Yes.
May I approach you on? I'd like to show you, see if you can refresh your memory in reference to that report that's dated January the 7th, 2007. Is that,
Yeah, what part?
well, do you recognize the report?
Yes,
The whole report?
yes.
Okay. So, in your report, there's no reference to you talking to Ms. Stermer in the ambulance, right?
There are two reports there. This is the first one.
One
And-
is dated January the 7th, the other one is dated January the 8th, right?
No, the other one is dated January 7th as well.
Okay.
This is just the initial, when I briefed and took the photographs.
But it's the incident report, right?
That's correct.
And the incident report references to individuals that you either took instructions from other officers or individuals that you had communications with, right?
That's correct.
And as part of your investigation, you were considered to be, at that time, you were a detective, right?
That's correct.
And you and Detective Maciowski became the lead investigators for the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office in reference to this case. Is that correct?
Actually, Detective Maciowski was in charge of the case.
And what was your position in the case?
I was a detective and I assisted him when necessary.
But on that date, you was considered a detective, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And so my point is that you never referenced to the conversations that you had with Ms. Stermer in that report, right?
Not in this first report.
Did you have another report that you prepared for January the 7th?
Yes.
Have you reviewed that report?
Yes.
Prior to your testimony here today?
Yes.
When?
It was given to me in a packet from the prosecutor.
Today?
No.
Would that report have the conversations that you had with Ms. Stermer?
Yes.
Okay. And that report, would it have who seized her clothes and what happened to her clothes?
Not in that report. It would have been probably when I went to on the 8th is when I would have had the reference that the individuals that took the clothing.
Now, Miss Rought, after you finished your investigation at the Stermer property on January the 7th, what did you begin to start doing in reference to your activities concerning this case?
Well, like I said, individuals were calling into the sheriff's department with information. When they did, I would contact them and interview them as part of any relevancy to the case.
Okay. So, would it be fair to say that this case turned into an information gathering by calls being made to your office?
I wouldn't say that would be fair to say that. We had lab reports that we were waiting on. We developed individuals to talk to. Some people did call in with information, that's correct.
Would it, friends that knew the Stermers, did they contact you?
Well, I believe, yeah, we did get some that were friends of the Stermers that contacted us.
And did you investigate information that they provided to you?
Yes,
And so did you make reports on individuals that you received information from that you tried to verify or corroborate?
yes.
Did some of that information seem kind of wild to you? Well, I'll rephrase it.
Okay, sure.
In reference to some of the information that you received, did you seem, did some of it seem kind of far-fetched as it relates
Your
to?
Honor, this is speculation.
I'm just asking her.
I'll allow it. Overruled.
Well, when anybody gives us information, whether it seems far-fetched or not, we try to find the relevancy or accuracy in that.
Okay. And in trying to find out the accuracy of that information, you would go out and try to corroborate it with other individuals, right?
That's correct.
But you also would keep it as part of your report, right?
That's correct.
So, do you recall interviewing a Jeremiah Moyer?
Yes.
Do you know where you interviewed him at?
I couldn't say for certainty 18 years ago, but
Yeah, approach you. I'd like to show you, see if you can refresh your memory on this report.
yes,
You can?
yes,
And did you try to corroborate the information that was provided to you in that report?
yes. He's the one who actually called the sheriff's department, and then I went to his residence and talked to him.
What did you find out?
Objection, Your Honor, this is all going to be hearsay.
Your Honor, it's a report.
Is that your response, that it's the police report?
Yes, is this your report?
Yes,
You,
Then I'll sustain the objection as to hearsay if that's your only response.
did, did you also interview a Serena Moyer?
yes,
Did either one of these individuals provide you with information that was corroborated in reference to Miss Linda Stermer causing a fire?
no,
Okay. Do you recall interviewing a Kelly Stermer?
by telephone.
Okay. And nothing in the interview that you had with Miss Kelly Stermer corroborated any information about Miss Linda Stermer causing a fire, right?
Correct.
Do you recall interviewing an individual by the name of Dean Joseph White?
He again called the sheriff's department. Correct.
And you had a rather lengthy conversation with that individual, right?
He called, and actually it was transcribed. Yes,
His interview was transcribed over the phone?
it was recorded on the phone, and then that was transcribed.
Okay. And nothing in reference to that interview had anything to do with Miss Stermer causing a fire, right?
Nothing.
I'm not stop at this point. These are not witnesses in this trial. I don't know if we're going to go through the entire 2 years of everybody that was interviewed. I don't see how they're relevant.
Your Honor, this is part of the investigation in reference to this case, and we had requested the discovery of all police reports that was provided. This-
outside the scope of direct.
Your Honor, this
How
is,
many of these?
Oh, and I also think that we need to have this conversation outside the presence of the jury if we're going to continue it.
Okay. How many of these names, how many are there? That
two more.
Okay, I'll allow if it's only two more.
I was waiting on the answer to
And what was the question again?
Dean Joseph White.
Yes.
The information you obtained from that individual was not corroborated to establish any evidence that Ms. Stermer caused the fire, right?
No, he just told me of threats.
And you stated that you received a call from a Kate Fox. Is that correct?
No, I did not receive a call from Kate Fox.
Did you interview a Kate Fox?
I did, as a result of another interview.
As a result of what?
Another interview.
What interview was that?
I received a call from a Kathy Ilge.
Kathy Ilge?
That's correct.
She told you to call Kate Fox?
Your Honor, that's hearsay.
How did you wind up contacting Kate Fox?
From the information that Kathy Ilge told me.
And did you do a formal interview with Kate Fox
At her workplace with Lieutenant Stump.
at her workplace?
That's correct.
And were you able to corroborate any information that Kate Fox provided to you?
Yes, I did corroborate some of the stuff she told me, yes.
What were you able to corroborate?
Information about a post office box, information about an individual.
And what else?
Well, again, we're going into hearsay. If you want to ask generic or the things she followed up on, I think that would be appropriate, but to actually ask about the specifics, we're going to move hearsay.
I think he's asking about what she did to follow up on what information she received. Is that what you're?
Right.
Okay, maybe just ask it like that.
So did you receive information and followed up on that information you received from Kate Fox?
Yes.
Okay. And did you participate in any interviews of other individuals that were housed in the Van Buren County Jail?
I believe I did. Which ones, I don't remember. Sergeant Maziowski or Detective Maziowski, they were his interviews. I recall sitting in on some of them. I don't think I sat in on all of them.
Now, we just want to go back one question, Ms. Rought. When you interviewed Ms. Stermer, was she, in your opinion, in a state of shock?
I wouldn't say she was in shock. She did cry on and off during our interview, yes.
When you interviewed Kate Fox, you said you interviewed her at her work?
Yes, with Lieutenant Stump.
Okay. Did you obtain any type of documents that was provided to you from Kate Fox in reference to Ms. Stermer?
Did I obtain any documents?
Yes.
Probably after a month after speaking to Kate Fox, I did some search warrants, yes.
Okay. And what was those search warrants for?
Those are search warrants of phone records.
Okay. Was there any other search warrants that you issued that you saw?
Probably periodically through the next several months and probably even the next year.
Okay. For the next year?
I believe there were some subpoenas that the prosecutor's office asked us to
Sir.
serve for phone records, yes.
Okay. Did Ms. Stermer tell you that she heard a loud scream when you were interviewing her in reference to Mr. Stermer?
When she was in the laundry room, she heard Mr. Stermer yell there was a fire. That's what she told me.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Just quickly, Your Honor. Is it common for law enforcement agencies to work together on an investigation?
Absolutely.
And is it common to then work with the fire investigator and the state police then on investigations?
Absolutely.
And you share information?
Yes, we do.
And I just want to clarify, Ms. Stermer did not remove any of her clothing in your presence.
No, she did not.
You were not part of that.
No, I was not.
And did you provide multiple reports as part of the overall report during this investigation?
Yes, I did.
What are they called? Supplemental reports?
That's correct.
And you would have had several supplemental reports
Absolutely.
documenting everything that you just went over on the stand.
Absolutely.
And out of the people that defense counsel asked you about, there were several names. Were any of those individuals, were you able to determine if any of those individuals were present at the scene?
None of them are present at the scene.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit number 32. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I do.
And why do you recognize that photo?
This is the way the body was when I arrived on scene.
Changed or altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, people would move to admit People's Exhibit number 32 into evidence at this time.
No objections, Your Honor.
Or Mr. DePublish, I'm sorry.
We'll receive it and you may publish it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, just so that we don't bring up anything that has not been admitted, I'm going to pass this around. Thank you. And can you just describe, as I'm getting ready to pass this around to the jury, what that picture is a picture of?
That was the position of the body when I arrived on scene and asked to take pictures that I was talking about, the blue covering tarp.
So that was exactly then the picture you were describing in your testimony with defense counsel.
That's correct.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Jury, questions? Any questions with this witness? I've got a couple. Counsel. On the day of the fire, were you in a position to observe if the gas can was in the location that you saw it on the night?
Yes.
I think, was that the 8th of the night?
It would have been the 8th.
The day after, were you in a position, on the day of the fire, were you in a position to observe if it was in the location you saw it when you went back on?
I did not see the gas can on the night that January 7th that I was there. I saw it the next morning when I was there on the 8th.
And when you asked Linda Stermer about phone numbers, did she give you a landline phone number?
She gave me a landline house phone number and a cell phone number.
Counsel, any questions in light of those questions and answers? No. Jury, any other questions in light of those? May she be excused from her subpoena, counsel?
I would ask that you please be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. You're all done and you're excused from your subpoena. Ms. Iterbean?
Thank you, Your Honor. Call Connie Calhoun. Stand, please.